Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into one of my all-time favorite superhero movies that really kicked off a whole genre before the MCU even existed. I'm talking about Blade from 1998. You know, that wickedly cool vampire slayer with the badass shades? Yeah, that Blade. So grab your garlic and holy water, because I'm about to hit you with some absolutely wild facts about this film that you probably didn't know. Let's get right into it.
Chances are you've seen him yourself and didn't know it.
First off, did you know Blade was based on a comic? Yup. The character Blade, a half-vampire, half-human, made his first appearance in Tomb of Dracula back in 1973. But here's the kicker, the original Blade wasn't even black. That's right. He was portrayed as a white character in the comics, created by Marv Wolfman and Gene Colan. But in 1998, they cast Wesley Snipes, and boy, did he redefine the character for generations to come.
Tonight, the age of man comes to an end.
We're gonna be gods.
And one.
When Wesley Snipes got on board, he was all in, even becoming a producer on the film. There's a legend that he insisted on bringing authenticity to Blade's martial arts moves alongside his signature swagger. And it totally paid off. As we know, Snipes is a martial arts expert, and he trained hard for this role. Those fight sequences? Pure fire.
He is their greatest fear and our only hope. It's open season and hope.
Some of the stylistic elements of Blade, such as the slow-motion action scenes and leather-clad hero, were said to have influenced The Matrix, which came out a year later in 1999. Before the movie, Blade was a relatively minor Marvel Comics character. After the film's success, the character was redesigned in the comics to look more like Wesley Snipes and became a more prominent figure. Oh! And here's a fun fact, remember the blood rave scene? It's amazing and iconic. But did you know it was inspired by the radical nightclub scene in the 90s? And the filmmakers went all out with fake blood, something like 1,500 gallons of it was used during that scene alone. That's a lot of blood, my friends. Honestly, I didn't know whether to be horrified or impressed when I found that out. Speaking of iconic moments, can we just take a minute to appreciate the soundtrack? The mix of hip-hop, techno, and rock really set the tone for the film. I mean, you have tracks from big names like Junkie XL and even The Prodigy. This was cutting-edge stuff that really punctuated the action and kept the adrenaline pumping.
You're one of them, aren't you?
Now, for a bit of trivia that blew my mind, this film was actually the starting point of a whole new wave of comic book movies. It proved that serious action and storytelling could mesh with superheroes that kick butt. Without Blade, we might not have had the superhero boom we see today. Can we take a moment to thank Wesley Snipes and Blade for paving the way for heroes like Iron Man and Spider-Man? Before I wrap this up, I have to mention the incredible special effects. Remember those prosthetic fangs and the intricate makeup for the vampires? They really went all out to make sure the creatures were genuinely terrifying. I mean, let's be honest, those vampires look like they'd drink your blood and your coffee without a second thought. Just chilling. Alright folks, that's a wrap on my dive into the wild and fascinating world of Blade. Who knew there was so much behind this action-packed vampire film that changed the game, right? Let me know your favorite Blade moment in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into movie trivia, hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome content.